sometimes we don't always know if a topic or a visual characteristic is part of an art style or related more to art history, or whether or not it's iconographic and related to a specific sutra or tantric text in Buddhism. Now, a case in point here, if we look at Avalokiteshvara, if we look at, let's just say, sculpture for the time being, and we only look at standing sculpture, then sometimes over the left shoulder is a Krishnasara antelope skin. So an antelope's like a deer. I think in India it's a black buck antelope. And this is found also with some seated Avalokiteshvaras, especially the four-armed Chaturbhuja, where it's a lot of Tibetan texts. They'll say he has a Krishnasara over the left shoulder. Now, is this textual, or is this something else? Well, when you go in and you look at the standing forms, then primarily from India and Nepal, the standing forms do not have a Krishnasara skin. Where you find it is with Swat and Kashmir, and then it appears to be borrowed by artists and sculptors in West Tibet. So we have a lot of early West Tibet sculptures. Then when you move towards central Tibet, you don't see it as much. And then really it only appears again with Qianlong copies in the 18th century. So this is just really fascinating. So I don't know the source. I've not seen it. I've not actually spent any time as yet looking for it. I do recall, some time ago, there was a Tibetan Lama named Kalu Rinpoche, quite famous at the time, and this is 1974, and he gave an explanation of Avalokiteshvara with the antelope skin over the left shoulder. But I actually have racked my brain, and I actually can't recall what he was saying at the time. It's hard to remember everything people say from 50 years ago. So I don't know. I don't know the history. I don't know the textual source. But the Krishnasara antelope is different from the Jataka stories, where they actually call this deer or antelope, they call it the Sharaba, and then they have another one they call the Ruru deer. And I'm not sure if there's a confusion there with whether or not it's a real deer or an antelope. So neither of these words are Krishnasara. These are obviously two different other types of deer. So I don't know the source. If anybody out there does know the source, it would be great to let us know, let us all know. But we do find with the seated forms, like the Kasarpani or Kasarpana form of Avalokiteshvara, we do find again that the Swat Valley, Kashmir, and West Tibet also put a Krishnasara. So is this something that's coming out of the artistic styles that are aesthetics that are popular in Swat and Kashmir? Or is this some different kind of text that they have access to, where central and northern India, Nepal, and parts of Tibet didn't have access to? So this is a very interesting question. Is it based on art history and aesthetics, or is it based on textual Buddhist iconography? Where does the Krishnasara antelope skin come from? We'll leave it there. You can subscribe, you can press like, you can join HAR on Patreon, and you can make a donation on the homepage of Himalayan Art Resources.